Welcome to Magic Hour, Top 5, the show where we review the top 5 characters or whatever it is, whatever we can think of any particular genre. In this case, we're doing James Bond, the 5 top Bond women of all time. Now, this is a very hard category because we looked on the James Bond website, and pretty much all women in all the James Bond films are considered Bond girls. Even if they didn't necessarily sleep with him, even if they were villainesses, they were still considered Bond girls. So we kind of had to narrow it down. Right. We came up with 15 names. I'll just go off the names really quick, based on not necessarily the character's name, because some of these you don't know them as the characters. Some of them you just know the actress. Some of them you know as just the characters, though, like Honey Rider. Honey Rider was on the list. Jill St. John, Xena Onatop, Carrie Lowell, Christmas Jones, Pussy Galore. We threw Plenty O'Toole in there just as a kind of a goof to see what would happen. Solitaire, Jinx, Halle Berry.
Halle Berry, yeah.
She's Diana Rigg, and Vesper Lynn. So we each compile scores based on hotness,
they gotta be
acting, hot, and skills. And when I say skills, I mean their skills as a character, not necessarily
not the actor's skills, but the character skills.
Right.
So
each category could have up to 10 points, vary from 0 to 30. No one got a 0 though.
Right.
No one really got a 30. Okay. So the first one, number 5, was Denise Richards.
Oh, she ended up number 5?
Yes. And just to be fair, our choices kind of skewed toward the Bond girls we knew growing up.
Right.
So even though she was in a very horrible movie, in fact, just about all Pierce Brosnan's movies were horrible except for GoldenEye, but she did
She was a molecular biologist.
So for a skill level, she got. You gave her. What did you get? I just got your total score. You gave her a total score of 19. I gave her a total score of 21. 8 for.
She is certainly hot. There's no doubt.
She's
about
a 10. I gave her a 10 for hotness.
Yeah, and I think I gave her a 9 or a 10 for hotness. But then
her skills, she's probably the most skilled of all the Bond women.
Okay.
Because I thought she was like a nuclear physicist.
It may have been. It was something.
It was something very brainy that she could not possibly do in real life.
Well, and that was see, her skill as a character. Well, I scored that high because that character would have to be really smart to be a nuclear physicist or molecular biologist or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure there's nuclear physicists. There's no nuclear physicist that looks like that.
There's probably some really hot nuclear physicists, I'm sure. But where she lost all her points with me was the acting.
Yeah.
Her acting like she was a scientist was very unconvincing.
Yeah.
And so I went low on that.
I gave her a 3.
I think it was somewhere in the 2 or 3, 4 range is what I gave her to. And that's 19.
I think it was lower than that, but I should have put your scores over here. I just put the total score. But, okay, the next one was Vesper Lynn, played by Eva Green. Now, you said something that I didn't agree with because you put little notes on your scorecard. You put there was not many opportunities for her to show her skills. And I disagree with that because if you know anything about the plot, if you watch that movie again, she was manipulating the whole thing the whole time. She was manipulating Bond.
I know, and that was, to me, in my opinion, that was all like mental. But as far as her other abilities, she, there wasn't like action sequences with her.
But my point is, she was manipulating him the whole time to win in Casino Royale because she's trying to get her lover released.
Right.
And her other skill was the fact that there's only 2 women James Bond has left the service for. And that's Vesper Lynn and character we're going to get to in a minute.
And the character we're going to get to in a minute.
So,
okay, maybe I wasn't.
Because he actually put in his resignation to be with her at the end of the movie. So I just thought I gave her a 9 for skills. My total score for her was 28. Yours was 21. I gave her a 10 for hotness, a 9 for acting, because Eva Green is a great actor, and 9 for skills.
I think I gave her a high score for acting.
In fact, she would have been in the top 3, but if it wasn't for your score.
Are you mad about that?
No, I'm not mad about it. I just thought it was interesting that you said she didn't have an opportunity to show her skills. I thought she had a lot of skills.
Okay, maybe we're
rating
skills differently.
Look how hot she is. My God. Oh, she was a model in real life, wasn't she? Or she should be. I think there's a modeling shot she did.
Yeah.
For some magazine.
She's a pretty one.
Perfect face. Okay, the next one was Diana Rigg playing Teresa de Vincenzo. The only woman that James Bond married. The only Bond girl that James Bond married.
Which means that she must have a hell of a skill level.
Her skill level was a 10. Your total score for her was 25. Mine was, we actually had the same score, 25.
25, okay.
25.
Well, we agreed on that.
Well, my biggest problem with her was the hotness thing.
Yeah.
She's hot, but I don't necessarily think she's hot as some of the hottest Bond girls. Where she really comes in, I did watch an interview she did with the BBC. When she gets, her hotness really comes from her accent. She has this very posh British accent. I mean, I guess she, in her younger years, she was really, really attractive. She was in the Avengers. Not the Avengers, the British Avengers.
Okay. Like, I don't remember her.
But
she'd have been like 80, right?
She's very old. I don't know exactly what. But I gave her skill. I think you gave her a 10 for skills, too, because she seduced James Bond into marrying her.
I think I even made that note, and that's the note I made.
Yeah, and her acting was at a, she's just a phenomenal actor. Okay, I have to admit, maybe I should admit this right away. The top 2.
By the way, I don't know what the final scores were. I'm finding this out right along with you guys.
So the top 2 people tied in the score.
They tied?
Yeah, I had to be I was going to flip for it, but I had to arrange the photos. So I was like, nah, we can't flip for it to find out who's top, because then, the photos will be out of whack. So I went just ahead and decided who was going to get number 1. But number 2 was Famke Janssen playing Xena Onatopp in GoldenEye. She was the best part of GoldenEye. She was, I gave her a 10 for hotness, a 10 for act. She killed that role, man. Whenever I think of that movie, I think of her. She was so freaking, and I don't think necessarily she's a 10. Her face is a 10, but I don't know about her. She's kind of a little bit too skinny for me, but she killed that role so hard. She was so
convincing
and so sexual and so just everything you want in just a hot woman. That is like, I had to give her a 10. I gave her acting a 10. Skills, I gave her an 8. You gave her a 24 total score. I gave her a 28 total score. But she was very skilled too. She was a skill killer. The only bomb
fighter pilot, I think.
Yeah, she was a fight. I think she flew a jet and a helicopter. Because you remember they steal the helicopter at the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So. But she was skilled because she's the only Bond woman I know of that can kill a man with her thighs.
What a way to go.
Remember?
What a way to go.
Remember she dies and James Bond says, she always liked a tight squeeze or something like that.
Man, his one-liners are unbelievable.
If there was a Bond girl I wanted to, like, if you had the choice of choosing a Bond girl, if the last woman on Earth, she would probably be it. Her character in that movie, not her as an actress, but just that character she played.
Man, then she would
Squeeze me to death.
Yeah.
I doubt with a smile on my face.
The human race would end right then.
Like I said, a little bit too skinny, but boy, she played that role. Number one, you want to take a guess on who it is?
Jinx.
You got it. Halle Berry.
Yeah, Halle Berry.
And you noted on here, she did the coming out of ocean scene better than Honey Rider. And I agree with that.
Yeah, man. Honey Riders was a little apprehensive, and then she was all freaked out that James Bond was on the beach with her, and
if you look at her,
pulled her knife on him.
I was trying to get a good picture of her. Her body had that, the 60s ideal.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit too much body fat in certain areas.
Right. Yeah.
Halle Berry had no body fat. Zero. If you look at her body in that movie, it is perfect. And this is why I tipped the scales in her favor, because like I said, she tied with Famke Janssen in the score. But I tipped it in her favor because she's the only Bond girl I know of that has an Oscar.
Yeah, that's true.
And she's black, but that had nothing to do with it. But that just tipped,
Yeah.
How many Bond girls have a star on the Walk of the Hollywood Boulevard?
None. Her?
There's got to be more than her, though.
That'd be an interesting factoid to find out. You know what you should do right here? Just put a clip of her coming out of the ocean.
I got that.
Ah!
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because when she came out of the ocean, she came all the way out and then confronted Bond.
And skill level, the only her biggest problem, they were going to make a spin-off movie with her as the main character because she played a CIA agent.
Right.
In it was the Die Another Day, which sounds suspiciously like the next movie come out. No Time to Die.
No Time to Die.
Die Another Day. It was a bad. The movie had a bad title. It was probably the worst Bond movie I've ever seen. It was the movie with the invisible car and the ice castle. It just had so many stupid things in the movie. But she was good in the movie. And if the movie hadn't been so bad, she probably would have got that spinoff they were planning.
Her fight scene in the plane in that one was really cool.
And she had some bad lines. But overall, her,
But she didn't write it.
Yeah.
It's not her fault. But she is the hottest.
You gave her a score of 26. I gave her a score of 26. So our score is actually tied.
Well, I'm sure the hotness was a 10 for both of us, right?
Yeah.
And then
I gave her an 8 for acting and 8 for skills.
I think I did the exact same thing.
So that's it for our top 5 Bond women. And we hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And maybe you'll go back and revisit some of these movies.
Yeah, guys, let us know in the comments below what you think of these top 5s and what things you would like to see us do a top 5 on going forward. We'd love to hear from you. So
that's all we got for today. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you when we see you. Thanks for watching.
See you guys.